Did you know that Harrison Ford at 30 was a carpenter? Vera Wang didn't design her first dress until she was 40. All I'm saying is that you youngins is running around here trying to be somebody when you don't even know who you are yet. You know what happened to Oprah at 23? She got fired. Imagine firing Oprah.
Yeah, well, that was a mistake.
No, it wasn't. Because she wasn't Oprah. She was just some 23-year-old punk who needed to get fired so she could become Oprah. Sometimes you gotta fail to succeed. I did.
She didn't peak in her 20s. She healed in her 30s and glowed up in her 40s and became unbothered forever. Hey Rich Babes, welcome back. I'm Robyn Milan and this is a Rich Girl's Glow Up, the space for becoming her with softness, luxury, healing, and unapologetic rebirth. So today's monologue is for every rich babe who bloomed late. Okay, who watched other people shine while she was rebuilding herself in the silence, who didn't peak early but found power in her pause. She bloomed late, but when she did, she bloomed softly, rich, and unstoppable. Let's get right into it, Rich Babes, and I'll see you at the end.
I don't think it's ever too late to get started. There are too many stories of people learning and getting their opportunities later. People like Morgan Freeman, who started late. And I think about Ava, who didn't pick up a camera till her mid-30s. My show didn't get greenlit until I was 30. I'm thankful for that because I always say, if I had started to pop in my early 20s, I would be out here hoeing. So maybe it's good that you're popping later. You're more mature and this doesn't define you, doesn't define who you are. And I do feel like I have more of a sense of self because I started later and because I knew I really wanted to do this.
You are not behind. You are exactly where you need to be. Stop measuring your journey against someone else's. Your growth, your success, and your moment will come right on time.
Whose careers didn't take off till later in life? Martha Stewart. The home and kitchen icon didn't find real success until age 41 when her first cookbook was published. Sam Walton founded Walmart at the age of 44. Colonel Sanders. Hello, KFC. Colonel Sanders didn't invent his famous chicken recipe until he was 50 years old. That is what's truly inspiring to me. That is what makes me want to wake up and do my best and grind every single day.
You're not late. I'm 47 and now I'm a podcaster. Where is this going? We're going to find out. But let me give you who my inspiration was. Because obviously I had to think about it. I had to I'm 47. I'm changing careers. I have a 14-year-old. I have a 12-year-old. Who does this? Right? I'm trying to pay off this house. Who leaves a successful job to go do something that a lot of people are already doing? Me. Us. Right? Let me tell you who my inspiration was. Samuel L. Jackson.
I was just about to say that.
Were you really?
Yeah. I'm 40 years old.
Yeah.
Yep.
Samuel L. Jackson was in his 40s when his acting career started. Not took off. Started. And that man has been in more highest grossing films than any other actor in human history. Did you hear what the words that just came out of my mouth? Samuel M. effing Jackson. Ladies and gentlemen.
You're not behind in life. You're right where you need to be right now. Okay? It might not be where you want to be, but God has you right where he wants you. Let go of the timeline. Oh, I got to have this by this age. I got to have this house, this car, the family by this age, whatever the case may be. And that's okay. Stand in expectation for these things, but understand that it's going to happen for you when the time is right. All right? And don't be envious of other people and looking at what they got and, just kind of side-eyeing, why don't I have that yet? Or whatever the case may be. Because you don't know what they had to go through to get that. You don't know what they had to do to get that. You don't know what God took them through to get that. And so, just be content where you are right now. It's all going to work out. It's all going to be okay. And just understand that God is really preparing you for what you're asking for. If you're asking for a financial increase, God needs to make sure that you can manage money before he entrusts you with more. That's it. And so understand that we all have different journeys. We all have different lives. We all have different purposes. And God is operating in our lives in different ways. And so, you can't be behind in your own life. Like, this is your life. This is your life. Okay? This is your story, your journey. All right? And that's it. That's it.
Have a kiki while I take off my makeup and talk about how things happen in their own timing. So if it hasn't happened for you yet, or you feel like it's slow, don't freak out, okay? First of all, I like to take off my makeup with makeup wipes before I wash my face. But that aside, we have a culture right now where everyone looks like they're making it at like 19, right? You have 10-year-olds that are millionaires. You have people becoming TikTok stars overnight. People who are flaunting their wealth in their early 20s, and it makes everyone else feel late. And I want to tell you something, you are not late. In fact, half of these people are lying, and the ones that are not are outliers. If you actually look at the data, most people become successful after they're 30 years old, right? Some of the most successful people on this planet became successful after they were 50 years old. For context, I did not start making six figures until I was 32 years old. I'm now 37, right? So the lifestyle that you see me live, the things that you see me have, those didn't come to me straight out of college. I went to college, I got my bachelor's degree, I went back and got my master's degree, and even after that, I wasn't necessarily making the most amount of money. I graduated with an MBA making $15 an hour. And I took the 15 because I needed to pay my bills, but right, can you imagine? Like, I know some of you are in that situation right now where you're like, bro, I busted my ass, I got the certifications, I went to college, I did the things, where the money at? Or like, I've been working out for 6 months. Where's the progress? I'm gonna tell y'all something too. I went through like a crazy bunch of life changes and some losses that were pretty hard on the heart in 2021. And I gained like 30 pounds. I have been working out consistently for the last 6 months. I've only lost net like 15. I lost 20 and then I gained back like 5. Maybe some of that is muscle, whatever, right? But the point is, I could get frustrated. I'm not where I want to be, but I know that things don't come like that, right? Like, it doesn't happen overnight. And I even hate when you see these videos that are like, how I lost 20 pounds in 13 days. Like, okay, good for you and your wild metabolism, but for the rest of us, it takes time. So just know that your success will come in its own time. Your self-development will happen in its own time. Your love, your business, your content, any of the things that you are working on right now that feel like they're not coming fast enough, it just means it's not time yet. Not that it's not coming. It's gonna come, babe. You just have to hang in there and give yourself a little, give yourself a little time. All things take time. All things take time, right? And that's what people don't tell you in this day and age. You are not failing. Okay? If you're not making 7 figures by 30 years old, you're not failing. If you're not married by 35, you're not failing. If you didn't have your kid yet and you're, in your early 30s or whatever the case is, you're not late, bro. You're not late. Nothing about your life is late. It is on time. You are on time. Okay? So just saying. Let me go take off this other eyelash. Auntie loves you.
What I'm starting to realize is that if you're a late bloomer, if you consider yourself a late bloomer, it just means that you have not only a bigger purpose than you know, but you have a purpose that's going to stick for lifetimes. You're here to change the world as a whole. See, for a lot of us, if we were pushed into our purpose before we were really ready, we would have let people distract us. We would have let people get into our minds and not stay on the purpose that we're destined to have. And so, yeah, it may take a little longer for us to release the insecurities that hold us back. It may take a little longer for us to ground our identity and find what it is that truly turns us on. Not sexually, but you know what I mean? What we're truly passionate about, like what sets our heart on fire, right? God, the universe, your higher self won't put you in a situation that you cannot maintain. And so for us to be leaders, for us to live a life of fulfillment and purpose, we have to be ready. We have to be ready to stay. What is it? Stay ready to be, whatever it is, y'all know what I'm talking about. We're being prepared for a lifetime of success. So don't be worried about, oh, I'm a late bloomer. Oh, I'm 30, I'm 40, I'm 50. It doesn't matter. Get on your purpose.
Do not listen to anyone who tells you that you are too old to have the relationship that you desire, too old to get married, too old to start a new career, too old to buy a house, too old to go back to school. They're all full of nonsense. I'm going to tell you a story about my older sister. When she was in her latter 20s and her early 30s, everyone started telling her very familiar things that we have all heard. You don't have to get married before you have a baby. Just have a baby. I mean, you're not getting any younger. What are you going to do? You know, your fertility. Why do you want to go back to college? Just get a regular job. She ended up going back to college anyway. Why do you have to, do this or do that? You're too old. You have to settle. You're too old. You have to settle. This is something that society really puts on the backs of women, not necessarily men. But fast forward to my sister being 39 years young and unfortunately passing away from sickle cell anemia. What did everyone say then? She was so young. It's so unfortunate. I can't believe it. Oh my goodness. Olga's whole life was ahead of her. But they only said that because she had passed away. When she was alive, everyone told her how old she was and how she needed to settle. And bless her, she never settled. She never settled. She would have rather leave this world rather than to settle with someone's stressful, dusty son. So let me tell you this, it's not worth settling. Now, I've told you all my story. Met my husband at 37, got engaged and married at 38, had a baby at 39, became a homeowner at 40. I started this TikTok channel when I was 41. Things don't always happen for you in the way that they may happen for everyone else. And even the life I have now, it is fantastic and phenomenal, but it is not the life I envisioned when I was in my 20s. Things may look different, but that doesn't mean it cannot happen for you. So please, when someone else comes to you and tries to get you to settle, I want you to remember my words today because they're lying to you.
Seeing other people flourish while you're in a waiting season is hard. It doesn't matter how much we talk about how important it is to not compare. A lot of us still do it. And if you feel like a late bloomer, it's very hard because you've likely been in multiple situations where you are repeatedly clapping for other people. And as genuine as you are in your celebration of them, there is also this grand curiosity that you have for yourself. When is it going to be my turn? When is it going to be my moment? When am I going to have something happen that I feel is a cause for celebration? And so it can be discouraging sometimes if there's a lot that you're working toward and it seems that the desires you have continually get delayed or deferred. What I will tell you is how important it is to not allow your heart to become bitter when it seems like your dreams are turning sour. And that's such an important thing to keep at the forefront of your mind, because maintaining patience and persevering through it is hard. I do grow impatient sometimes. I do wonder when it's going to happen. And sometimes I think that I'm on the path and I think I'm headed there, and then boom, a detour, and then boom, the scenic route. And so I think I'm choosing to view the scenic route as a privilege instead of a punishment. And I hope that encourages you.
When you're a late bloomer, you get so used to literally just feeling like you're always late to the party. Like everything's always you're just late. You arrive late to everything. And she was just expressing how when you're in that season, when you are blooming and you're blooming, that feeling is just so undescribable, and it really is. And I remember I was having a conversation with God, sometimes it's just so irritating just knowing you're always late to the party. You just arrive to everything later. But then he put it on my heart and he was like, you have to understand something. He's like, the reason why you're a late bloomer is because I don't want, God is like, I made you a late bloomer on purpose, because when I hand you these things, when I hand you these blessings, I don't want you to squander it like other people do at such a young age. I don't want you to mess it up. I don't want you to have 2 to 3 different marriages, Sabrina. I want that one marriage that you walk into to be the only, the final, the last. When I bless you with this income, I don't want you to look back 5 years after and be like, dang, what did I do with all that money? I want you to have purpose. I want you to give. I want you to build kingdom businesses with this. He's like, you're a late bloomer because when I place these things in your hand, when you finally get there, I know you're going to have the mentality and the heart posture that you need to actually sustain it. For all my late bloomers out there, you're not late to the party. You're arriving on time. You're arriving in the season that is actually going to be sustainable, where you're actually going to be able to hold on to all of these things that he gives you.
So let me talk to you, Rych Babes. The you that's been watching everyone else glow while you were stuck in survival mode. The you who feels like maybe it's too late. Too late to become her. Too late to be seen. Too late to start over. It's not. Because you weren't late. You were aligning. You were healing. You were learning. You were reprogramming every belief that told you you had to do it fast to make it count. But what you're about to walk into right now isn't just success, it's sustainability, it's softness, it's self-worth, it's richness on the soul level. Okay, do you hear me? They thought you were behind, but you were really building in silence. And now you move in luxury. Now you choose peace like it's currency. Now you walk in rooms without needing to announce yourself, okay? Because you bloomed, honey. Nothing blooms without going underground first, okay? Let me say that again. Nothing blooms without going underground first, okay? The woman you're becoming isn't rushed. She's rooted. She's radiant. And she's reclaiming every moment she thought that she missed. She doesn't compare anymore. She creates. She doesn't beg anymore. She receives. She doesn't settle anymore. She selects. Okay? You are her. You are the version of you your younger self prayed you'd become. Girl, stand up. Not the perfect version, but the free one, the soft one, the one who isn't afraid to live life softly, richly. You bloom different when your growth is real. So here's your permission, Rych Babe. Let it be laid. Let it be quiet. Let it be soft. Let it be divine. Because anything rushed isn't luxury. Anything that is desperate isn't destiny. Okay? Your timing is perfect. Your life is not delayed. Your glow up didn't miss the deadline. It just needed deeper roots. Don't let social media fool you. I know they got a lot of 20-year-olds, 15-year-olds coming out being millionaires. I get it. Millennials. I'm a millennial. I get it. Sometimes it make you feel like, dang, had I had this, had I known that. I understand. I get it. And then sometimes it makes you feel like, what went wrong? Nothing. You were just blooming a little late. Okay? And now that you have bloomed, don't look back. Don't dim it. And do not apologize for it either. Own the rooms you used to shrink in. Say yes to the blessings that used to intimidate you. And stop explaining your softness, your slowness, your peace. They wouldn't understand it, but that's okay. It is not for them. You're blooming beautifully now. And this time, you're not going to burn yourself out to stay in bloom. You're going to tend to your garden daily with care, with rest, with joy, because the healed woman doesn't just shine, she sustains it. She builds in flow. She expands in silence. She receives in full. You are blooming, Rych Babe. Not behind, not too late, not overlooked. You are blooming right now, right on time. So, Rych Babes, you are not a late bloomer. You are right on time. Okay. Make sure that you sign up for my Rich Mindset Mastery course. The links are in the description, and make sure that you get your $10 Becoming Her ebook. It's a digital ebook. All right. That's going to be downloaded. Become the woman who walks in a room and make people wonder. Secure the bag, protect your peace, and stay rich, Rych Babes. Love you.